thanks to the support as a channel member, Owen Martin. You are absolutely correct, as you often are, Mrs. Wearmouth. This is an excellent opportunity to remind everybody that the home replica shirts are still on sale, as long as people are watching this when the video first comes out and not sometime in the future, and will be on sale until the 1st of August. That's the home shirt, the away shirt, the third choice shirt, all available for order via the link down in the description below. And once we get to the 1st of August, orders will close and they will not be made available again. So if people want to buy one, now is the time to act. I know that did sound more like an advert than a phone conversation, didn't it? But I was just making sure I understood what you wanted me to say. Hello and welcome to part 9 of Holiday Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have another very important match in our battle for promotion from this league that is seemingly quite difficult to get out of. We're away against Sagunto, who, until the match I've just played, were second in the league. We have currently moved up into second. We're having one of those weird little runs where everything was going well, and then we had a little bit of a wobble, just a tiny wobble. So we were in second place there. But then we lost to Orihuela, who are another team who are pushing for these automatic price spots. I mean, really, Levante B are running away with it with their stupidly good striker. And then the other automatic promotion spot has got 5 teams chasing it, of which we are one. We've played Orihuela and Villarreal C in the last few matches, and that was where we had a little wobble. So we lost away to Orihuela, drew 1-1 at home with Villarreal C, and now we play Sagunto, who, away from home, who are the team who made us look like a bunch of wallies on the first day of the season when they came to our place and put 4 goals past us and just looked really, really, really good. Now, we've obviously got better since then because we've strengthened our team. I can only hope they haven't. And in fact, they are currently in the midst of dropping off a little bit. So I'd like to think there is a win in our future. You can see as well that Ignacio Pearce is now the 3rd top scorer in the league. He's the 3rd best player in the league. Ivan Vidal is the 3rd place assist making man. Pearce is 2nd place on man of the match. The only player better than him really is Fabrizio, and Fabrizio is absurdly good. Oh, someone wants him. Let it be a real team. I mean, we can hope that he leaves them in. I mean, he's probably not going to be called up to the Levante first team, but if he leaves them to sign for someone in like tier 2 or 3 in January, that could be huge for the second half of this season. So we've got to hope that something like that happens. What is also quite significant for the second half of the season is our only good left back, Yakuba Koulibaly, who is one of our best players, has done his hip, an old man hip injury. I mean, he is 29. This is the danger of having old men at the club. They are always at risk of doing their hip. And because he's out of contract at the end of the season, we have decided not even to send him to the specialist. I've even tried to release him, which he wasn't very happy about, but we can't afford to replace him. We are maxed out on our spensies. January is just around the corner. We can only, I guess, look for a freebie loan or hope that Mrs. Wearmouth throws a bit more money my way, but she doesn't seem keen to do that. I have just renewed my contract with her and she wouldn't give me a pay rise. So I'm now on an additional 2-year deal, but still only on £950 a week. So I am still currently stuck in the same all-inclusive hotel. I would like an upgrade. I've been here 1.5 years now. But let's go and play Sagunto. This is the team that we're going to be sending there to try and right the wrongs of the first day of the season. And this is definitely a stronger side than we had on the first day of the season. So fingers crossed we can put right what went wrong back then. It's Florek in goal, a back 4 of Russ Eddy, our 16-year-old left back who's going to have to play pretty much the rest of the season unless we can sign a Koulibaly replacement. So it's Russ Eddy, Christian David, Caballero and Chava, Root at the base of the midfield, Romero and Fernandez ahead of him, Carmona on the left, Fakal on the right, Pearce up front. And we're just going to cross our fingers, hope, and fingers crossed, like I say, not catch them on a good day like we did on the first day of the season when it really did look like this was going to be a long and challenging season when we came up against them on that first day. Since then, it looks like we've slightly edged things in the league, but they'll be probably licking their lips at the possibility of playing us again and leapfrogging back above us into that second automatic promotion spot behind the all-conquering Levante B team. Fakal's giving the ball away there, and he's our best player. It's worrying when he can give the ball away in such a sloppy manner. It doesn't really set the standard for what might go on in the rest of the match. And then we are once again called, I mean, it's been disallowed, but once again, the problem of having a 5'9" centre-back, because he just can't compete in the air. The problem is he's a better player than Sutcliffe, and he's ours. But he's, he cannot compete in the air. And that did us quite a lot when they scored 4 goals against us back on the first day of the season. They're also playing a really boring negative back 8 or whatever. Excuse me. Why have they got a penalty? Bear with me a moment. What's gone on here then? Do we get a clue? No, we go back another 10 seconds. What have they been given a penalty for? So they had a free kick, and apparently because they didn't score this, they then get given a penalty. Right, let's all play spot the penalty. So ball comes in. Right, so do we get an... Right, it just says he's awards the... There's a push on one of their players from Chava, apparently. I saw no evidence of a push, but we are now going to have to face a penalty. Florek needs to make himself big, make the save. Oh, he got his fingertips to it, but it is 1-0 to Sagunto, and this is going to be a challenging second half of the season. With there being no playoffs in the league, we already know Levante are much better than everybody else. If we can't beat this lot, then that's it. We don't get promoted. With there being no playoffs, it's two teams up. You got to be one of the best 2 teams in the division, and I suspect we might not be. But Ignacio Pearce is one of the best players in the division and comes up with the immediate reply at the other end to make it 1-1. That man is in clinical form at the moment. I can't believe I was messing around playing Vidal up front for a little while when Pearce has got this in him. It's a lovely through ball from Fakal as well. And Pearce just slides it under the goalkeeper to make it 1-1. And it's back on again, boys and girls. Alicante and Orihuela moving above both of us as things stand. There is very much this little group of 5 chasing Levante, and I think we're all hoping that they sell their best player in January so that we can... I mean, without him, I think they crumble, and it'll be 2 from this 5 that end up getting promoted, and Levante won't be among them. That is lovely football again. Fakal playing it into the path of Pearce. We've scored that exact goal 4 or 5 times this season now. It's not always necessarily Pearce who's there to finish, but we get Fakal in behind and then he just rolls it across the 6-yard box like that. And there's a queue of our players ready to tap it in. If it's not Pearce, it's one of the guys bursting out of midfield. It's Carmona coming in off the left-hand side, and it's 2-1. And that's the most important thing. We're in the lead and back up into second place as things stand. Can we not give away any more penalties or free kicks or anything like that, please? This is going quite well at the moment. 2-1 to home as we hit half-time. More of this, please. Lovely stuff. Right, everyone take a breath. We've got a corner. Fakal with the in-swinger. Root is there. He's such a big boy. He is a big threat from these set pieces. He doesn't even have to jump for them. But he can't keep his head down because he's so big. They should make the goal a little bit bigger for him so that he can just head it straight the way a shorter man would do. He actually has to get above it and head it down. It's an extra piece of effort for Root to score from those, but he certainly connects with them quite regularly. Christian David now looking for the ball over the top for Pearce, gets absolutely nowhere near him. I mean, that's our fancy ball-playing former Real Madrid youngster right there, who has now won a header as well, which is beautiful to see. And now Sagunto lumping it forward, only into the path of Chava, who just picks it up, turns, and hits it back again. Tier 5, boys and girls. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful football. Oh, my word. It is shocking, isn't it? It's just, everyone gets the ball, has a look, and then kicks it a long way. They're actually going to try and pass it through us here to try and prove me wrong. And it's, believe it or not, they try and pass it through us, and we don't know what to do. It's good football has led to a goal. Why are we not all doing that all the time? It was just aimless hoof. The moment one of the 2 teams gets the ball down on the ground, it's a goal. It's a very good goal as well. And they have just absolutely sliced us open. 2-2 which puts Alicante back into second place. We fall down to fourth. Sagunto 1 point below us in sixth. It is very tight at the top of this table. Pearce is shattered, so Vidal is going to come in. We just had one of those messages come through telling me how good Vidal is doing. He's doing a bit of a Mick Powell, apparently. We haven't got the best of options here on the bench. We're going to bring Felipe on. We don't have anyone who can come on for Russ Eddy. With Koulibaly injured, I mean, can McRobbie play left back? He's a right-footed left wing. I mean, probably. What's his tackling like? We desperately need a left back when we get to January. In the meantime, I think I'm also going to take off Carmona, bring on Pina, our highest paid player. So, you know, that's got to have something going for it. And there is Chava looking to get it through to Pearce for one last time, as Pearce would be looking to complete his hat-trick. We're taking him off on 2 goals in a big game here, which he's probably not going to be that happy about, but he is also absolutely shattered. But then so is Russ Eddy. But Russ Eddy still finds the cross, and he finds Ignacio Pearce. There is his hat-trick. He's got his 3rd one before we take him off. Round of applause for Ignacio Pearce, who is just superb. But what a cross from a shattered 16-year-old Russ Eddy here. This is what you get playing a winger at left back. That's a beautiful cross, and that is a lovely header from Pearce. And now he can go off without getting a grumpy on. Vidal comes on, gets 20 minutes to try and prove to me that he's worth a pay rise, which he seems to be quite interested in getting. And I've got absolutely £10 a week is plenty for Vidal. He's got 4 goals in a year and a half. That is not a striker worth more than £10 a week, as far as I'm concerned. That was a good save from Florek in there as well. And now we've got 10 or so minutes left. Players are starting to get tired. We don't really have anything on the bench that you would want to bring on in this circumstance. I mean, maybe you bring Sutcliffe on just to have a bit more of a physical presence at the back. But that's it. I mean, McRobbie, Quevedo, neither of them are particularly inspirational substitutions to make at this time. But now Sutcliffe is on. He does offer that little bit of extra physical presence. He can't keep his header down, though. We don't get a Sutcliffe moment 2 episodes in a row. But with 5 minutes to go, it is 3-2 to home. We are this close to pulling off our revenge mission from that first day of the season. Florek with the goal kick. There's 90 seconds left in this match, but it is Sagunto who've got the ball, and they've got the ball in an overlap as well, and they've played. Oh, it's a massive miss. Oh, he's absolutely scuffed that. He had an open goal to shoot at, and it's kind of squirmed off of his laces and bobbled into the base of the post. That is a massive let-off. Florek needs to just take a minute here, let the clock run down, take the yellow card. It's fine. Yeah, we'll make a substitution. Quevedo can come on for Romero. He can't really play that role at all, but we want to waste 30 seconds of time by making a substitution. Is that even a thing in Football Manager? You'd think I'd know after all these years, but come on, we deserve the victory now. In fact, what I might do is just drop him back into the middle of the back 4, just in case. I don't want anyone on the pitch playing out of position, so we'll just do that, and then he can drop back a little bit as well. And we'll take this back to balanced. It's a big game. I don't usually like to fiddle, but it's a big game. And they're going to score. And then that'll be my ammunition for the next 3 years of why you don't fiddle when you're 1 goal up in a big game. Because it just invites problems. Romero, he's on the verge of being taken off, but he's still running, even though he's broken. And now Russ Eddy, who is absolutely running on fumes, plays it back to Christian David, who just lumps it forward. That's the move at this stage of the match. And there is the victory, 3-2 to home. The revenge mission is complete. And most importantly of all, we've now passed to the halfway point of the season, and we are still sat in an automatic promotion spot. The January transfer window is about to open. We desperately need a left back. We desperately need Levante to lose their star man. But other than all that, positives. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's the 23rd of December. We're now going to go and eat an enormous turkey. 1 turkey per player after a result like that. And then we'll be back on New Year's Eve to hopefully make it 3 wins on the bounce. That'd be lovely if we could do that. So the team for the Asaro game, just the one change. Fakal has accumulated 5 yellow cards. So our club captain, our best player, our talisman, Does have to sit this one out. So Carmona moves over to the right-hand side. Pina coming in on the left. The team we're playing, Acero, are not very good. So fingers crossed, having our best player unavailable shouldn't matter. But they are probably famous last words. So fingers crossed we cannot mess it up. That would be super duper if we didn't mess it up, please. They're playing a very defensive system, and they've only managed to accumulate 11 points so far over the course of the season. So fingers crossed. I mean, Sagunto have gone straight out against Rayo and have scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes as they look to get some revenge of their own after the revenge mission we've just done on them. So we need to keep an eye on what the teams around us are doing. As we enter this second half of the season, it becomes very important to keep an eye on what everyone else is up to. League position is starting to matter now. We need to make sure that we are maintaining one of these automatic promotion spots. Like I say, if Mr. Fancy Pants Brazilian stays at Levante B, we're just all gunning for second place. And that is a lovely through ball, though, for Pearce. We have just offered Ignacio Pearce a contract extension. We got the year-end, everyone's out of contract message, and beside every player, it told me how they were, we didn't have a strong enough financial position to be able to offer them a new contract. And we have offered Pearce a new contract without a pay rise, which he has accepted in principle. We just need it rubber stamping. So hopefully we get Pearce tied down for another year, and then we can start working on, or I guess working out, which of the other players we want to be keeping. And a lot of that is going to come down to what league we're in, which is always a bit risky because obviously being in a league where there's no protection from pre-contracts like we have in England, these players can start signing contracts with other divisional rivals from tomorrow. And there's nothing we can do about it. If we're not giving them a contract and someone else does, tough tomatoes. But at the same time, I don't want to give 10 of them new contract, use up all of next season's wage budget, then get promoted and find out they're not good enough for the next season up, for the next league up. So we're kind of taking a little bit of a risk. If we were mid-table right now, we'd be offering more contract extensions. But because we're doing well, we're less confident in the players for next year. It's a lovely football manager. Oxymoron. Is that what oxymoron means? A predicament? A situation? Give me fancy big boy words down in the comments, boys and girls. I want to expand my vocabulary. Vocabulary is quite a long word as well. 0-0 at half-time. We are not the same attacking threat without Fakal, it seems, who does have a 3-year contract. So at least we know who our main man is. We are creating chances. We're just not converting them. It might be an opportunity for Vidal today. And that free kick was so tame that the goalkeeper didn't even bother using his hands. He's just let it hit him in the leg and then waited for it to bobble into the right position for him to have another go at it. That was just, it was pathetic all round from everybody involved. Right, Sutcliffe plays it out to Rossetti, who we know has got a good cross on him, but this time plays it over the top to Pina, who squares it to Pearce. And there's Ignacio Pearce for his 16th goal of the season. It doesn't count. Pina must be the one who's, yeah, it is Pina who's offside, because Pearce was never offside there. But from that pass forward from Eddie, Pina, unfortunately, not able to keep himself onside because he's a £400 a week idiot. We have already set him for release to try and free up some budget space for January so that we can at least bring in a left back. If Vidal is going to be leaving, which is looking increasingly likely, then we need to free up some space for a new striker as well. We're changing all of the wingers because nobody's playing particularly well at the moment. So Ortola and McRobbie coming on with Vidal coming on up front. It's a completely different front three as we look to just find a goal from somewhere. Carmona with the in-swinger. Sutcliffe has rattled the crossbar there. And it comes out to Felipe, who plays Romero. Romero's got a shot on him if he decides to just whack it from there. I mean, he does, and it's rubbish. But we have a very new look, very young front three on the pitch at the moment who, I mean, this is a big opportunity for them with Rossetti in there as well. The youth have got an opportunity to show me what they can do. Chava has now hit the crossbar from miles out. We are knocking on the door today. Acero have not had a shot on target. This is very much going to be going down as dropped points if we don't manage to pull off a victory here today. Root is going to come on. We're going to bring on Christian David as well. Sutcliffe is tiring. Russ Eddie's just going to have to play on and on and on because we don't have another left back at the club who's fit. But we can't be dropping points here. Villarreal closing in on us. They're level on points. Just one goal behind us. We really, really need a last-minute winner here. This will be a promotion last-minute winner. This is... Oh, we've hit the crossbar again. How many times have we hit the frame of the goal today? And now Acero have got a man over, and Andrew McRobbie. Fantastic defending from our winger, our young winger. And now Vidal, just, he's rubbish. He's not good enough, is he? He's offside as well. He was rubbish and offside. I mean, that was pathetic all ways around. And after such heroics in that previous match, to drop points here against a team who just aren't very good and have come here and played with absolutely no ambition shows that this season is not... it's not a foregone conclusion just yet, although have we got a last-second piece of heroics from somebody? Russ Eddy? No, it just took too long. Final whistle blew. No romance for us today. It ends 0-0. We probably take 4 points from this episode before it starts. We definitely take still being in second place at the end of this episode. There's somebody watching Russ Eddy, which is alarming, because if we lose him in January... we literally have no left back at that point. So that's our priority for this January transfer window that's about to open. And then we'll be back tomorrow for these two matches, Levante B and Rayo, because they are two of the teams. Where are Rayo? Rayo were doing all right. I've lost them. Rayo Ibensi or whatever it is. Oh, they're all the way... Hold on. Roda and Levante B. That's who we're looking for. Although Roda have also fallen off. We're playing Levante B tomorrow. That's the important thing. It could be a title decider. It could be a promotion decider. Either way, we need a left back before we play them. That's the important thing. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.